Scary Everest podcast is back. Took a little time off to relax. Just chilling up in Ibiza with my boy Skrillex, David Guetta. Justin Bieber tried to get in. We said no. No, thank you, sir. We call you, you don't call us. Anyway, we've been talking a lot about transfer portal stuff and Xavier Lucas and all that sort of unsavory stuff. And now we're going to turn to something that's decidedly more positive. And that, of course, is, as you may know, as you almost certainly know, the Wisconsin basketball program. Greg Gard's boys. A evisceration of their quote-unquote rival in Minneapolis on Friday night, 80-59 at home, brought the team to 13-3 through 16 games. Is it perfect? No. But 13-3, 3-2 in the Big Ten, 3 consecutive wins in the Big Ten, and a pretty manageable schedule going forward for a while at least. That looks about what I was thinking at the start of the season, or before the season, when I looked at this team and said, hey, they can make some noise this year. I kind of like what they got. And one big difference I think people have noticed, hopefully you have, is, by the way, I'm going to stop right there. If you like this podcast, if you're indifferent, if you don't like it, none of it matters to me in the sense of this. Please like and subscribe. If you like it, you're getting something you like. If you're not sure yet, you're getting some more time to figure it out. And if you don't like it, you can hate like. You can hate subscribe. I welcome it. Feels good. Hey, some fireworks are going off. That's exciting. Appreciate y'all. So back to the point. The difference between this year's team and last year's team is, and this is something that looked a little bit touch and go earlier in the season, but I do think this is a fundamentally better defensive team than last year's team. And not to pile on guys who transferred out, certainly it's not Chucky Hepburn, but maybe someone who transferred to Kansas wasn't what one would call a willing defender. And well, I don't think John Tonji is going to win any Defensive Player of the Year awards. That is a substantial defensive upgrade. And it's not just him. People they're just buying in more this year, I think. So yes, there's going to be some defensive efforts that are not spectacular. That happens when you're scoring 90, 100 points several games. But overall, I like the cut of this defense's jib better than previous years. Obviously, the offense is vastly superior. Okay. You probably remember a few years ago, you had Johnny Davis, who was an all-everything player. If Johnny Davis didn't show up for a game, weren't many of them, but if he wasn't doing his thing, the chances of Wisconsin winning that game, unless they played suffocating defense and had a lot of breaks, was not great, especially against a good team. This year's team feels different in the sense that they have several guys who can beat you. That doesn't mean they have a bunch of All-Americans, a bunch of NBA lottery picks, but they have guys who can score baskets, who can get points for the team. So, for example, I know Klesmit had been slumping, but if Klesmit goes down, you throw Kamari McGee in the lineup, doesn't miss a beat, and Kamari's been a revelation this year. Talk about the sixth man of the year in NCAA basketball. He's probably the guy. I think he's shooting over 55% from three. This is just incredible. He probably doesn't feel surprised by it because he knows what he's had. This was a 10-point a game or 9 or 10-point a game scorer as a freshman at Green Bay, who in his mind probably is not so much a glue guy backup. He's a guy, the starter potential. So it's incredible to know that he can go in there. But it's not just him. It's John Tonji. Tonji, the playbook has come out on him a little bit from other schools. I think they're focusing on him, but he's every single night. He's a 15 to 20 point threat. Gets to the free throw line. It definitely improved defense from the gentleman who occupied his position last year, AJ Storr. And just an unbelievably important ad in the portal for Greg Gard. Just incredible. John Blackwell. I mean, what more can you say about John Blackwell? Okay. He's not going to get out there and score 30 points for you every night, but he can do it sometimes. And even the nights where he is not scoring big, he's contributing in every possible way. He has all Big Ten in the future written all over him. He's only a sophomore. People forget how young he is. He's a sophomore. He's a gamer. Incredible. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Big Steve Crowell. There was no more reviled guy on this squad when they had their little losing stint earlier with Marquette and Illinois. You had a game where the guy doesn't get a rebound. And Greg Gard's not the kind of guy to throw his players under the bus. And I don't think that's what he did here, but he did call Crowell out. He did. Like a loving father. He made an example out of it, and Crowell has looked like a totally different player the last few games than he was in that terrible stretch. He's back to kind of normal for him as far as some of the higher times he's had in his long Badger career. That's been great to see. Great stuff. And I'm not going to go over every single player on the team, but those guys have been really, really good. And you're getting Amos and some of these other. I just feel there's this Wisconsin team has a ceiling that feels higher than last season's. Does that mean anything? Nothing is guaranteed. It is possible this team makes the NCAA tournament and loses in the first round again. There's no way to predict whether or not that'll happen. But if we're talking about vibes in mid-January, this team has pretty good vibes. And if they keep improving, learning from things, they stay healthy. Hopefully Max Klesmit's back soon after a total dirty play by Rutgers, the Rutgers freshman, just garbage stuff. They could be a problem in March. Not the kind of problem we had last year when they lost in the first round to JMU. A problem for other teams that we've been waiting for a long time. You tell me this team makes a Sweet 16 run this year? Wouldn't shock me a damn bit. I'm slowing the roll. A lot has to happen, but this team has the vibes of it. I do not think this is a lose 6 out of 7 like last year kind of team. I don't think it has it in them. Could there be a few games that drops later this year? Could there be a small losing streak? Sure. These are human beings. They play good teams. They have a lot of good teams left on their schedule. But it would really surprise me if this team had an extended slump. I think this team has more ways to punch out of the paper bag. More guys that can beat you. If one guy's having a bad night, as I said earlier, more guys that can step up and be that guy on any given night. So there we are. So I don't have a lot more than that. Others say that I am feeling pretty good about where this Wisconsin basketball team is heading. 13-3, 3-2 in the Big Ten, 3-game winning streak. Got some work to do coming up. Got to beat the Buckeyes, who have been struggling a little bit. Got a home game, and then head out to West Coast. Hopefully, and I want to say, not just to USC and UCLA players, coaches, and fans, but to everyone out in that part of the country. We're thinking of you, and just the horrific fires that are still going there. I hope that those can be resolved, and everyone can get on that way to getting their life back again. That's just tragic stuff we're seeing. So, from Scary Alvarez, I hope everyone out there is doing better and gets things back on track soon. Anyway, let's hear from you in the comments. I always love to hear what you guys have to say, even Minnesota fans. Scary Alvarez is out.